Oh, long day, ladies and gentlemen, but it was a glorious day. I had fun. It was a good feeling being able to present these scholarships and awards to the future soldiers that I have enlisted. So I finally made it back home. I'm wearing the pink and greens. I don't have the jacket on. I did make the corrections to the jacket, so shouts out to my man who pointed out the stitching on the opposite patches or whatever. I got that fixed. But I love the uniform. It's dope. I'm gonna post some pictures in the video. But anyway, this video is gonna be about me earning my Distinguished Honor Grad in ALC. So I'm just starting this right now. I'm gonna go in, eat, probably chill out, and I'm gonna come back to this video. I wanted to kind of do it to get it started because I've been holding off on this for the longest for whatever reason. So when I go back into this, I know, oh yeah, I gotta finish that video. So y'all stay tuned. Distinguished Honor Grad ALC. I'm gonna tell y'all how that went down, what happened, how did me, of all people, Sergeant Galashaw, earn Distinguished Honor Grad in ALC. All right, so we're gonna get into it. What's going on? What's going on? This is Sergeant Galashaw, but I don't even want to use rank and all that stuff like that. This is Richard Galashaw, all right, aka Richard Wright. All right, so I'm gonna continue the video on how I got Distinguished Honor Grad. Let's get into it. Okay, so if you are in the service or you plan on joining the service, I recommend that all the paperwork that you get, you make an I Love Me book. Okay, keep all of your records, especially medical, and I'm gonna get into that in another video. But keep all of your records because people lose stuff. So this is my Love Me book. I'm about to dig through the archives and I'm gonna pull out my evaluation. All right, give me a second. I got my stuff in order too. Voila, here we go. All right. This is my 1059. Whenever you go to any school, all right, the evaluation that you get at the end is called a 1059. All right, so this is it. All right, look. Number 1 of 38. Okay. See if you can see my name. There you go, Galashaw. Number 1 of 38. Distinguished Honor Grad, baby. All right. So I'm about to share my story on how that process went. And I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I did not go to school thinking that I was gonna get Distinguished Honor Grad. Not at all. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Distinguished Honor Grad. Okay? No lies here. Anything that I tell you, I'm telling you what's up. All right? So how this process goes. So let me start with the entire process. So if you ain't got nothing to do, sit back and relax. All right, let me start. Oh, hold on. Whoa. My fault. Let's recap on what I did this following week.
So help me God. Congratulations.
All right, so I'm on a recruiting assignment. So all of my future soldiers that enlisted that were in high school, we go to their scholarship ceremonies, we go to their award ceremonies, we go to their graduations. So this is my first time. So I was able to go to my future soldiers award ceremonies to present their scholarships. All right, so I got to speak to the entire audience. We did the enlistment. We awarded them their scholarships and their award for enlisting, and it was beautiful. It was outstanding. I'm happy for them. You only are going to be a senior once, so to be able to be presented with an award and your scholarship and being able to swear in front of the entire school is in the making. Look, it's spiffy. Look, it's spiffy. I need to lose some weight though. I'm not even gonna lie to you. August. I think I'm going to start doing some workout videos and showing you my workout regimen and the things that I do to get myself back in shape and, you know, get back on track. So I'm actually starting Monday. So I might start doing videos. Y'all let me know if y'all want to see how do I go about the process, or would you rather just show a before picture and then an after picture, and then after the fact, everybody's gonna be like, oh, what did you do? That's probably what I'll do. I'll just do a before picture and an after picture. But anyway, I'm getting off subject. All right. So I get my promotable status. I'm at Fort Stewart, Georgia. I believe this is the summertime of 2018. I get my promotable status for staff sergeant. All right. So instantly at this time, I'm calling branch, I'm calling schools, and I'm asking for an ALC slot. They're saying that it's full for the next 3 months, it's full, but I'm still calling. I would call at least once a week, like to the point where these individuals knew my name and number. You know what I mean? And it was like, if we, you know, if something comes up or whatever, we will definitely let you know. I'm telling y'all this so that y'all could get a realistic pinpoint of when you would actually go to school. Now, everybody's experiences are different, so it might not happen for you, but this is what happened with me. So I believe it was around August or September of 2018 when I got my promotable status. All right. So I got my ALC date the summertime of 2019. I believe it was like March. It was like January, February, or March, something around that time where I got the email that I was slotted to go. And you get it like 3 months prior. So it was in August. So I believe I got it in April or May. I believe I got my school date in April or May. So I'm like, oh, I'm in here. So I'm trying to get myself mentally ready. I'm working out. You know, I'm making sure I'm in shape, you know, decent enough shape to pass the height and weight and pass the PT test. And I just had the mentality that, you know, I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm not coming here to play no games. You know, I'm doing what I got to do. I had no thought process of me getting Distinguished Honor Grad whatsoever. I was hoping that I would scorch the surface and at least be able to get in the top 20%. All right. Now, prior, when I was in BLC, I was in the top 10% of my class. However, I came late after land navigation. After the land navigation, when we stayed out for like 3 days, we stayed overnight out in the field for 3 days of the land navigation, and we came back home and I passed it with flying colors. I think I had a little bit too many drinks and I was partying, and I ended up oversleeping, and I came to class late the next day. So because of that, I was excluded from being able to earn the commandant's list, but I was in the top 10% of my class. So I didn't understand any of that at that time. So now I'm like, okay, when I go back to school next time, I understand the process. Do not get any counselings, and you need to score within the top 10% when you're taking these exams. So that's my thought process. I'm like, no counselings. Everywhere you need to be there on time, and you need to score within the top 10% grade-wise throughout this course. All right. So anyway, I'm going to Fort Lee, Virginia. All right. That's where we go for ALC for 92 alphas. And I remember getting there. POV, I drove Fort Stewart, Georgia. I think it was like 3 or 4 hours to get there. Drove there, checked into the hotel. They was like, we don't have no rooms right now. You have to wait. So I'm just sitting in the lobby. There are people coming all into the hotel. People in the military. There are people who are already stationed there that were friends with people that were going to ALC because they had their PT uniform on with the vest and all that. And you just sitting there, you looking around because you know at the end of the day this is a competition, and you're looking around and seeing like who are the people that are going to be in my class. So I got there early. I don't think check-in was until about 3 or 4. I got there like 12. It was like, you're gonna have to wait until about 3 or 4. We don't have no rooms ready. So I just pretty much was chilling. It was anxiety. I felt anxiety the moment I got onto Fort Lee. I felt nostalgia and anxiety because Fort Lee is where I went for AIT. All right, so I actually passed some of the where I was stationed. I mean, where I did my training at for AIT, my old unit, my old company. Um, we was the Mighty Mustangs, led by Sergeant McCoy, who was a legend. I believe he's a warrant officer now. But anyway, from getting on Fort Lee from the rip, I have anxiety. I'm nervous. I don't feel like, even though I was working out and doing my thing, I'm still a mere shell of my former self of what I was back in 2015, 16. You know what I'm saying? Where I was in top shape running 12, 13 minute 2 miles. I was a mere shell of my former self. And I felt like I wasn't ready physically. And the anxiety is starting to kick in. So now I feel like I'm not ready mentally. Anyway, check in, finally get my room. I brought all this stuff like I always do. I had my huge army bag with all these clothes, Jordan sneakers, all this stuff, cologne. Anywhere I go, my thought process is I'd rather have too much than not enough. So I'm coming up there, people seeing me or whatever. I mean, it is what it is. Get my stuff in a room. I go across the street because the college is right across the street from the hotel that we lived in. It was nice. I think it was the Hilton or Marriott, something like that. It was on Fort Lee. It had a swimming pool. They had a dining area for breakfast and yada yada yada. And they also had like a bar, and they had dinner and all that stuff like that. And you can buy energy drinks and yada yada yada. I go across the street to the college. I sign in. They give me some paperwork saying, tomorrow be on the court early in the morning at 4 or 5 in the morning. Make sure you got your summer PTs on, and y'all gonna be doing height and weight. So I'm a little nervous. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm barely scorching the stir with this height and weight right now. So I'm nervous. I'm nervous about height and weight. I'm like, yo, because everybody tapes differently. I'm like, please, don't let this be the thing that gets me kicked out of school in the first place before I even get started. So we get to the next day. One of my homegirls, we were stationed in Fort Stewart together. We came to the unit in Fort Stewart together, and we were more like rivals. But that's my girl. Like we here. So we were there together. So I remember going on the court and we're together, and it's packed. It's like hundreds of people. You got from different classes. You got 92 Gulfs, you got 92 Foxes, like just the 92 series ALC. Everybody's out on this court. And we all come together, and my thought process is to just chill and sit back and see how things play out. I'm not about to come in here automatically trying to put my foot down and make my presence and like I'm the leader and I'm doing this. We had no leadership presence at the time. Something was going on with our counselors, family issues and things of that nature. So somebody had to step up, but I wasn't going to do it. Like I said, I like to observe and see how things go first. So with our class, one of the students stepped up and they had us form up or whatever. And me and her are just sitting back observing, and I'm looking at the class and I see some competition. I also see like some people that I felt like, wasn't really, I saw who I could potentially be cool with, who I couldn't be cool with, just getting a feel of the place. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, finally, one of our instructors comes and we get released to go to the classrooms or whatever. So we march into the class, and we go into the classroom. So instantly, first thing first, we doing height and weight. So I remember going upstairs, we waiting in the line to go into this room where they got all these instructors and they doing weight and tape, and they not playing. As you're walking down the hallway to get into your room, there are other rooms being occupied with other classes, and there are instructors in there. They literally sit there, they looking to see if you sucking in your stomach, they waiting for you to breathe right. You got 3-4 dudes looking at the thing like scientists or whatever the case is, and I'm getting nervous. I'm like, oh man. So getting there, I get my height and weight. Of course, I got to get taped for body fat. I get taped for body fat, and I pass. I'm like, all right, I'm in there. So we get back to the class, and me and my homegirl, we sitting side by side with each other, and I'm looking around. It's I don't want y'all to think like that I think that I'm better than anybody. I don't. It's just I am competitive. You know what I'm saying? So my thought process, I'm looking to see where I stand in this environment. So that's what that's what I'm doing. I'm looking around the class and mentally I'm like, okay, this is where I rank amongst these people. All right. So the instructors tell us that the 1059s we are getting are no longer going to be the 1059s that they used to be. Back in the day, how it used to be was when you went to any military school, you would get a 1059 that said you met the standards, exceeded the standards, or you highly exceeded the standards. There was no ranking system. Everybody got that. You either met the standards or you didn't. All right, that was it. But the Army decided to try a new program where they're going to treat the 1059s just like NCOER evaluations, where they're actually going to rank you and put you in a percentage of the class, because they noticed that people would go to these schools and they wouldn't try their best because it didn't matter. So what's the point of me trying my best? You know, you'd have people who are E6s, E7s, you know, they're already at these ranks, so that when they go to these schools, they're not trying. So this is another way to be able to evaluate us as NCOs, to see who is here, who's playing, and who's serious. So they was like, they're not sure, but they think that we're going to be the first class to go through this new rating scheme, where we'll be ranked 1 through however many people are in the class, and you'll get your percentage. But they're not sure. As of right now, we're still sticking to the met the standard, didn't meet the standard. So when they told me that off the rip, my mentality was, I'm not playing. I wasn't playing anyway, but I'm seriously like, I'm not playing. But I felt like a majority of the class didn't think that it was going to go through that way. They thought it was going to be the met the standard or didn't meet the standard. I felt like my class, honestly, was very lackadaisical and chill. Nobody was trying to be high speed. Everybody was like chilling. Like it was a lot of talking and things of that nature. And I'm just sitting there like, so anyway, this is the choice that I feel like I made that off the rip separated me from everybody else. So the instructor said that they went over the rank structure of how they were going to do things when it came to the authority in the classroom. So we were supposed to have 2 class leaders, and then we would have a platoon sergeant and squad leaders. The platoon sergeant and squad leader positions would change out every week or every X amount of days. Whatever position you was in, you would get rated on that position that you were in to the best of your ability of what you did. The only positions that would not get changed are the class leaders. The class leaders will be the class leaders the entire class time unless they get counseled, you know, or they're not doing their job and they have to get fired. So I was like, I'm going to go for class leader. So the instructor asked for volunteers of who wanted to be class leader. So I raised my hand. I think 3 or 4 other students raised their hands as well. Then they asked who wants to be the platoon sergeant. Students raised their nobody raised their hand. I don't think nobody really raised their hand. So I raised my hand again. I'm like, what the? And I remember the instructor was like, I know what you're trying to do, but look, man, I'm telling you. I was like, look, I'll do it. If nobody else want to step up, I'll do it. Like, if I got to do it, I got to do it. So we went through the day. We went through kind of like an orientation of how things gonna go, yada yada yada. We went to we got released to go to lunch and all that stuff like that. We come back at the end of the day. They was like, all right, so all the people who asked to be class leaders stand up. So they asked, so we all stood up. Instructor started asking questions like we was in a board, asking all these different types of questions. I'm up on my game a little bit, so I'm answering the questions. I'm standing up. I'm loud. I'm confident in what I'm saying. They asked, they started the NCO creed. They would have one person say a certain portion, have them stop, go to another person or whatever. So I did that. You know, I capped it off or whatever. Then as people were going and they're asking questions, people were getting stuff wrong. It was the instructor was telling them to sit down. So the instructor was telling them, not sit down, you're wrong. So then finally it's down to me and one other person. It was a female. I ain't never gonna forget her, Hugo. I used to call her Jugo because it's spelled Jugo, so I thought it was Jugo. So anyway, it's down to me, her. I think it was me, her, and somebody else. So they asked, why do you feel like you should be the class leader? And it's simple. And I said this in my past video. I said, and my mother told me this, and I live by this to this day. In this life, nobody owes you anything, but you owe everybody something. Everybody who's ever contributed to your life in any type of way, whether positive or negative, you owe them. To the people who contributed to your life positively, the people who smiled, who motivated you, inspired you, who picked you up when you fell, who put food on the table, clothes on your back. You owe it to them to be the best that you can be, to show them that what they did meant something to you, it mattered, and it helped you be the best that you can be, to show that what they did wasn't in vain. And for the people that hurt you, you owe it to them to be the best that you can be, to show them that what they did was in vain and it didn't stop you, and all it did was make you a stronger person. And that's what I live by. I live by that, and I live the same way that I owe that to my soldiers. I owe that to my soldiers to be the best that I can be. And if I am in this position, I'm going to do the best that I can to make sure that they're going to be the best that they can be. My instructor started tearing up, and they was like, all right, everybody leave. We're gonna come up with the we'll let you know who all got it. So we coming out to class, people coming up to me like, yo, you got it. You got that, man. Like you got it. So we all sitting in the lobby. So the classroom will be on the second floor. First floor, you got the lobby area, where there's like a Subway, there's like a Starbucks type of thing, like these different restaurants, and it's like all these like cafeteria tables. So people were already clicking up. So on that first floor, that's people were instantly already making clicks. I already told myself that I was not about to become a clique with anybody. I didn't want to be in that type of category. I'm not here to make friends. Of course, I'm friendly. I'll talk to people. I have conversations and all of that, but I'm not clicking with nobody. I'm not going to be classified as being in a particular group or anything of that nature. I'm here with a purpose. So everybody's clicking up, and I'm keeping to myself. So it was me and my homegirl. So we just pretty much stuck together, and we was just being very observant, and she is just like me. So we're being very observant. We laugh and joke, whatever, but we being observant. So finally, they come downstairs, they asked for me, and they asked for that other girl. The last two of us, we go upstairs, and they was like, all right, so y'all gonna be the class leaders. So Hugo, they was like, your class leader number 1. Galashaw, your class leader number 2. Overall, Hugo is the class leader. You are the assistant class leader. If something was to happen, you'll take her spot. Overall, you're there to support, but she's the one who has the final say in whatever goes on. So I didn't know how to feel about that. I didn't know if I did something wrong or whatever, because she was number 1 and I was number 2. And I was like, I kind of felt some type of way. I was like, I don't know what that means. Like, why am I in this position? But I'm gonna tell you why I was in that position later on. So anyway, I don't want to make this video too long, so this is part 1. Part 1. All right, y'all stay tuned. Subscribe to the page, and I'm gonna go forth, and I'm gonna share with y'all my life, man. All right, subscribe. Thanks for the views, and we're gonna keep this thing going. This is part 1.